This is the harvest from week 12 of G's garden. Some nice looking tomatoes there, Poblano peppers, and one Japanese eggplant. Fresh off the vine, no refrigeration, sweet and yummy. Well, hello my friends, this is Sylvie Curry, Lady of Q. And today we are once again in G's garden. This is week 12, and I think the zucchini is through. There's a couple of blossoms on them, but they don't take off very well. The one thing that I'm very proud of are the tomatoes. They're doing very well. We've already harvested quite a few, and I'm going to come back down to this area once I go down these steps. That's eggplant. Let's go on over to the basil, which is also doing very well. I'm going to have to top them off again, and I'll probably do that later this afternoon. It's nearly 100 degrees out here right now. Tomorrow it is supposed to hit 109, 110. So definitely I'm staying where it's cool in the air conditioning. This is the Poblano. We harvested a few of those off of there this morning, I believe. And they're still trying. I don't see any blossoms, but there are still a few Poblanos on there. And what's very good is that this cucumber plant has come back. Yes, it has. Now, the only problem we're having with it are the critters eating up some of the cucumbers before we have a chance to harvest them, or before they are even big enough to harvest. There's some little babies in there, and there's one little toddler, so we got to give them a little bit more time. That cucumber's also come over the fence here and is growing into the basket with the Poblano. That's okay. It's a back view of the basil. Very proud of my basil. I've been freezing it to make pesto. I've been drying it so that I'll have a continuous source all year of basil. Once again, that's rosemary. Very hard to kill rosemary. It's a very, very strong plant and holds up very well. Let's step down these steps. Carefully, critter aware. And you see in there we have lots and lots of tomatoes. They're just going nuts. That's a good thing. I've been canning tomatoes. I've been freezing tomato quarters. I've also been freezing tomato sauce. So I've got quite a few, and that's a good thing. Eggplant. This tomato plant still hasn't produced anything. It tried. It's growing, but we don't get any tomatoes off of it. Okay, this is looking on the zucchini. As I said before, it's through. I'd be surprised if we get anything else out of it, but we'll see. Head on over to the pumpkin. Okay, one little baby. There were two. One of them's gone. It's not doing very well either, so I don't know that we're going to get anything out of that one little pumpkin there. We're getting to the end of this growing season or planting season. So I don't know if I'll be able to do an update again until I have something to show other than basil. See all these holes here? Those are gopher holes. Those are squirrel holes. Some of the larger ones are bunny rabbit holes. Critters. And we're very careful with how we handle them because we don't want to do anything that's going to contaminate the garden. But at the same time, we're trying to control these critters. Let's head on back up and do a real quick overview of my bay leaf tree bush. Continues to struggle. G thinks that maybe he put too much fertilizer down by the root ball when he planted it, and that may be true, so we have to go through a number of waterings so we can dilute it out, and if it holds on through the summer, maybe it'll take off again and become vibrant. I've got enough dried bay leaves now to hold me off for a bit, so I'm not worried yet about having bay leaves available to me. Okay. I think I brought to your attention on one of the other videos maybe a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. I just noticed on this succulent that it's getting ready to bloom with something, a flower. This cactus had a flower on it. And the operative word here is this cactus had a flower on it. I got some video of it when it was not quite ready. And believe it or not, the very next day I went out to check on it. It had already gone through its ultimate blooming and was starting to die off again. But anyway, I wanted just to bring that to your attention. Some of these succulents are looking much better. I'm going to put some water on them today. And see if I can bring them back. They're trying. They're doing very well. Except for this one over here. I think it's doomed. Okay. Plumeria. This one here in the front's doing well. The one in the back's not doing anything, so I have a suspicion that it's over. And that's okay because we have another Plumeria plant that's on the other side of the house, this huge, very vibrant, and I can always just take one of the sections off of it, plant it in some dirt. If maintained, it will grow.